William, a footman, receives his draft papers and asks Daisy for a photograph. Lady Grantham visits the hospital and speaks with Dr. Clarkson about Tom's injuries and subtly requests a placement for Barrow after his recovery. A request de Clarkson implies is difficult. Edith volunteers to help the Drakes at their farm, driving a tractor, and begins working immediately. Mrs. Patmore is devastated to learn that her nephew was shot for cowardice, and O'Brien offers to help her. Carson, the butler, expresses his disapproval of using a maid as a footman, and Sybil assists at the house while her husband Branson's status as a conscientious objector is noted. Thomas shows Ethel, a new maid, his war injury, and Mrs. Hughes stops them talking. At Downton, Mrs. Hughes and Corporal Thomas Barrow discuss the new footman, Lang, who has replaced Bates. Carson instructs Ethel to prepare for Sir Richard Carlisle's return, confirming to Thomas that he is aware of his presence. Sir Richard arrives with Captain Crawley and Violet and is greeted by Mary and Rosamond. Lady Mary and Violet note Sir Richard's lack of conversation, while Rosamond asks Branson to remind Sybil to attend dinner. At the War Hospital, Lady Grantham instructs Thomas to cover for Nurse Crawley, who is returning to Downton for the evening. Anna confides in Mrs. Hughes about her feelings for Bates and her desire for love. Back at Downton, Lady Mary and Sir Richard discuss his pragmatic views on his responsibilities to his investors over public morale. Carson becomes flustered during dinner service, forgetting the sauce. While serving, Carson trips, spilling sauce on Edith, and experiences a medical episode. He is helped away by Robert, Mrs. Hughes, and Sybil, while Violet makes a pointed remark about Lang. Mrs. Hughes assigns duties in the kitchen, and later Robert informs Cora that Carson needs rest and that Lang looks unnerved. Later that night, Mrs. Hughes finds Lang distressed and consoles him, revealing her own experience with shell shock through her brother. Mary visits Carson, who is bedridden, and he encourages her to reveal her true feelings to Matthew. Mrs. Hughes interrupts, delivering Carson's medicine. At the War Hospital, Thomas and Lieutenant Courtney discuss the lieutenant's bleak prognosis, leading to a tense exchange. Robert and Mary walk with Rosamond and Lord Hepworth, discussing Sir Richard. Mary questions Robert about his enthusiasm for the match. Later, Violet and Rosamond discuss Sir Richard's suitability as a match for Mary. At the Downton Convalescent Hospital, Lieutenant Courtney confides in Corporal Barrow about his struggles, hinting at deeper issues and a need to fight back against those who mistreat him. Sir Richard Carlisle confronts Rosamond regarding Ms. Swire, leading to a tense exchange. Edith spends time with the farmer, sparking a connection and potential scandal, observed by a resentful local woman. Dr. Clarkson deems Lieutenant Courtney fit for transfer, despite Courtney's and Barrow's protests and Nurse Crawley's support for his current care. Clarkson dismisses Barrow's concern as depression, ordering Nurse Crawley to prepare Courtney for his move. Meanwhile, Rosamond and Lord Hepworth clash over dinner arrangements and staff. Mary discusses Hepworth and Ms. Swire with Rosamond, while Anna subtly advises Mary to be truthful. Tragically, Nurse Crawley later discovers that Lieutenant Courtney has died by suicide. Clarkson, Violet, and Nurse Crawley discuss the limited options available to them and hospital arrangements for soldiers. Carlisle then pressures Mary for a decision on marriage, presenting a pragmatic rather than romantic proposal. The scene shifts to Downton as a war hospital, highlighting the ongoing conflict and its impact. Nurse Crawley finds purpose in her work at the hospital, and Matthew arrives, observing her dedication. Edith expresses her anxieties about Matthew's imminent departure to Mary. Mary comforts her sister before speaking with Matthew, who is heading to Coventry. Downstairs, Ethel and Carson discuss Bates, hinting at their past relationship. In the barn, a woman and Henry Lang share a kiss, unaware that Mrs. Hughes is watching. Back at Downton, Mrs. Patmore is devastated when Robert informs her that her nephew was shot for cowardice. Mrs. Hughes comforts the grieving Mrs. Patmore, as Robert insists the truth of the matter be kept secret from Mrs. Patmore's sister. In the drawing room, Violet expresses her disapproval of turning Downton into a convalescent home, leading to a clash with Cora, who reminds her that it is now her house. William, now a soldier, seeks a farewell kiss from Daisy, but Mrs. Patmore forbids it. Carson informs William that Anna is there to see him, and William seeks her out. William and Anna share a poignant goodbye before he leaves for war, while Mary and Matthew discuss his impending departure. Robert remarks on Edith's good spirits, attributing it to her farm work, only to then inform her that she has been let go from her position because a man has been hired to replace her. Despite the family being bullied into turning the Abbey into a convalescent home, Lady Mary supports the decision, and the smile she shares with her husband hints at a growing connection.